Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum guys. In this video series, you will learn about different interactive computer languages. We will compare different commands of those languages and I will also show them to you practically. Now let's first see what interactive languages are. Okay, these are the definitions of these languages are Python 3, Julia, Haskell, Ring, Perl 6. Where to download these languages from? These are the website addresses where from you can download these languages. For R, you can download the language from one website and its IDE from the other website. IDE is something that provides you a graphical interface and also make your job easier. It is enough to download only the R program from the first website shown. Same is the case with Python 3. You can just download the Python 3 from the above website and it will work. But if you also download one of the IDEs, there are many IDEs. One of the IDE is Paizo. If you download Paizo, it will reduce the load of memorizing commands. Julia, for Haskell, you can go to this website. For 6, you go to this website. For Ring, you can download it from this site. Now, how to run these programs? If you don't want to use the RStudio, you can just click on the R program itself. For Python 3, you can click on Paizo and you can directly use your Python 3 language from the IDE Paizo. However, you can also open Python 3 directly and work in it. This is the icon of Julia. You can open your Julia by clicking on this icon. For Haskell, you open the Windows command prompt, and then after opening the Windows command prompt, you just have to type GHCI and then press enter. So you will now enter into the Haskell programming language. For Perl 6, click on the Recodo Perl 6 icon. For Ring, click on the Ring notepad. For Unix shell, just open the terminal in any of your Linux distro, for example Ubuntu. Whenever you learn any new language, the first command you will learn is the print command. So now let's see the differences in the print commands in different interactive languages. For example, in R program, you want to print hello world on the screen. Then you just type the print command in small letters and inside the two parentheses and then inside the quotation marks, you type your string and press enter. This hello world will be printed on the screen. Now what about Python 3? It is the same. The syntax and the command is the same in Julia as well. Although the method is same, but these parentheses, as you can see, I have highlighted them in red color. It means these are optional. The Haskell programmers will not use these parentheses in their Haskell programming. I have put them here so that you do not feel a big difference among these languages. So just to reduce the differences among these different languages, I have put these parentheses here. The output of your print command will not be affected by using these parentheses in Haskell program. Same is the case with Perl 6. In Perl 6, these parentheses are not used. However, the semicolon is included in the syntax of Perl 6. But both of these things are optional here as well. The Ring program has the similar syntax. The parentheses are optional here. The Unix shell is slightly different from all of the above languages. Instead of the print command, you use another command called echo. And another difference here is that the parentheses cannot be used in this Unix shell. If you use them, it will give you an error. In the Ring program, you cannot use print command without first loading a specific file in which the print command is written. The specific file name is stdlib.ring. So first you will have to load that file with the load command and then after that you can use the print command. In addition to print commands, in some of these languages, there are alternative commands as well for printing the same strings on your screen. For example, in Julia, you can also use println command alternative to the print command. In Haskell, you can use put strln with S and L in capitals. In Perl 6, you can also use put instead of print, or you can also use say instead of print. Perl has another beauty. You can use all these three commands of print in dot format as well. That is like this. So what you do is that you bring string before the command. For example, here you can see it is like hello world dot print and then hello world dot put, or you can also use hello world dot say. Okay, what about ring command? Ring have also got two additional commands for printing. The first command is put and another one is C. These two commands do not require loading the stdlib.ring. This C command is the default print command. Okay, one additional point you must keep in mind is that even if you don't use the print command and you just type the string on the screen and then press enter, that string will be printed on the screen without using any print or put command. In R, Python 3, Julia, these parentheses are also mandatory with print command. However, print itself is optional there as well. Without print, these parentheses will also become optional. Okay, now in Ring and Unix shell, the printing commands, they are mandatory. That is, in Ring program, you must use print command, rput command, rc command. You cannot type the string directly and then press enter. This will give you an error. Now, what about case sensitivity? Only Ring program in this list is case insensitive. Now, let's come to the variable assignment. What variable assignment means is that you want to store a value in a variable, in a container, just like you do in algebra. What you do in algebra is that you suppose that the value of x is equal to 5 and the value of y is equal to 7. And then whenever you add x with y, you get the result, that is 12. Here in the programming as well, you can store a value in any variable container. For example, here I have used the variable name as var. You can use name x, y, you can use different kinds of names for the variable. So to store a value in a specific variable, for example, var here in R program, you use an equal sign between the value and the name of the variable. So whenever you print var, you will see 5 printed on the screen. The method is the same in Python 3. In Julia, same method. Haskell, his method is the same. Perl 6 has a slight different method here. In Perl 6, you will use a dollar sign with every variable. Although there are other symbols that you can use, but we will talk about them later on. Ring method is the same. For Unix shell, the same. Now let's see how you store a string. It's just the same, but the difference is that when you store a number in a variable, you don't use these quotation marks. But storing a string inside a variable, you will have to use these quotation marks. This is the syntax of R, Python 3, Julia, no difference. Haskell, the same. With Perl 6, the only one difference, that is the use of dollar symbol with variable name. For Ring program, method is the same. And for Unix shell, although the method is same, but these quotation marks for the strings are optional here. Now let's see multiple words. For R, Python 3, Julia, Haskell. For Perl 6, dollar symbol is mandatory. Ring and Unix shell. Now these becomes mandatory, the quotation marks. Now one thing I forgot to tell you is that in Perl 6, you must declare the variable before using it. For declaring the variable name, you will have to use my command. So you have to type my $var. That is the variable name including the dollar symbol. If you do not declare your variable in Perl 6 language, it will give you an error when storing a value inside that variable. Now let's print the values stored in the variables. The method is the same that we saw in the first slide for printing hello world. The only difference here is that instead of typing the hello word inside quotation marks, you just type the variable name without quotation marks. For Python, method is the same. For Julia, it has got 2 different commands for printing the variable name. Haskell has 2 different commands as well. Perl 6 has got 3 different commands and 2 different styles of printing any variable name. In Ring program, you have got 3 different printing commands, print, put and C. In Unix shell, we now got a difference. The variable name has become now identical to the Perl 6 language. Okay, during storing the value in the variable, in Perl 6 you used dollar symbol there as well. But in Unix shell, you didn't use the dollar symbol while storing the value in the variable. You just typed var. But while printing, you will have to use the dollar symbol with var in the Unix shell. Also remember that before using the print command in Ring program, you will have to load the stdlib.ring file. However, for put and C, you don't need loading that file. Now let's come towards demanding an input from the user. Demanding an input means that, for example, you ask someone to tell me your name, then he will tell you the name. So for example, in our program, you want to demand some value from the user and then you want to store it in a variable var. The command for this purpose is read line in R. So you type what? Var equals read line and then these parentheses are compulsory. Okay, as soon as you type this and hit enter, the computer will be waiting for your input. Then you just type your input that you want to store in the variable var and then press enter. That value that you type will be stored in the variable var. What about Python 3? Only the command is different. That is, here you use input command instead of read line. But in Julia, the command is identical to our program. That is, it is read line. In Haskell, the command is different. It is get line with L in capital. Another difference in Haskell is that here you will have to use this smaller than symbol and the dash symbol instead of using the equal signs. In Perl 6, you use prompt command, and after the prompt, these parentheses are not used by the Perl 6 programmers. However, the semicolons are usually used. Both of them are optional here. However, the dollar symbol with the variable name is mandatory. Ring program has got 3 different commands for demanding the input. The first is similar to Python 3, that is input. However, here in ring program, you must type some number integer inside the parentheses. Here I have typed 5. It means that whatever the user will type, it will only take the first 5 characters from that input, not more than that. It means your input should contain 5 characters. The second command, that is get char, will only take 1 character from the input. The default command in ring program is give var. Give var means that the program is asking you that you give me a variable name. The command in Unix shell is read. So in ring program you type give, and in Unix shell you will type read var. Why I put this command below give command of the ring program? Because it is most similar to that command. We have not used the equal signs in both of them. The command used here is before the variable name, while all the other commands are different from this one in this respect. Again, the same thing, that before storing the value in Perl 6 variable, you will have to declare it with my command. Okay, if you type these commands in these languages, just as I have shown you on this slide, then when you press enter, the computer will just be waiting for your input. It will not show you any prompt. So to do that, there is something, you can type something inside the input commands. For example, in our program, when you type read line and then inside the parentheses, then you can type some string. Here I have given you an example string. For example, please enter your name. So whenever you press enter, the computer will be waiting, but it will also print this statement on the screen that please enter your name. So now it will inform you about that I am demanding your name. In Python 3, the method is the same, except the command is different. In Julia programming, you cannot type the please enter your name inside the read line command. So for that purpose, you will have to first use the print command so that it can print please enter your name on the screen. And then you use var command, and then it will be waiting for your input. Same is the case with Haskell. You cannot type the please enter your name inside the get line command. In Perl 6, you can type that please enter your name inside the prompt command. In ring program, also you will have to use additional print command for printing the please enter your name on the screen before demanding any value from the user. In Unix shell, you can use this statement in between the read command and the variable name. So first you type the command read, and then inside the quotation marks you type the please enter your name, and then after that you type the variable name. For this please enter your name, you will have to type this dash p. This dash p means prompt. This dash s an optional thing. If you are demanding a password from the user, then also type this dash s, and when you press enter, the user when start typing, they will not be exposed, only stars will appear. The password will be hidden. After pressing enter, the program will wait for the input from the user. You just need to type your input and press enter. As soon as you press enter, the value will be stored in the variable var. Now you may want to see the value stored in a specific variable. For this, you will use the print command or echo in case of Unix shell. So printing the value stored in the variable, you just use print var. So that was all for today in the first lesson. Inshallah, in the second lesson, we will study about simple mathematics in all these different interactive languages. For example, how to do addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, power, etc. in all these languages. So thank you for watching. Bye. See you in my next lesson, inshallah.